Well, we could talk about snow, but let's talk song. I'm a bit nervous with this video because it's going to be an analysis of an album that I have mixed feelings about. The album is The Tortured Poets Department. The artist is Taylor Swift. The song is The Prophecy. It's a request by channel members Leia Morris, 4947, and Paula Freitas, as well as regular viewers Wood Elf 27, who requested it in 5 different comments, and a user called MTOU8C. Before we start, let me thank Andrew Morgan as a very powerful supporter here on YouTube and over on Patreon. A big thanks to JC, Prince of Wales, and Amy May. If the rest of you also want to contribute financially, please check the links in descriptions. The song is called Prophecy. It's track 26 of the album. What's with 31 tracks on one album? I have mixed feelings about the Tortured Poets Department because I can't make myself like Fortnite or Fresh Out the Slammer, so London was pleasant. Let's check out what we can learn songwriting-wise from The Prophecy. Without further ado, let's get going. Step 1. Find the tonal center. Some kind of C. Sorry, you can't see the piano. Now you should be able to see it. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Oh. We might have been in the key of C minor all along, or of E flat major. So it's a 6 minor, maybe 2 minor, I don't really know, we have to confirm this later, that then goes to 1, that then goes to some kind of 5, okay? So C minor, maybe G minor, I'm not sure about this one, E flat major, and then B flat, where I think the bass plays the D, the major third.
Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle.
Cool, I think we have got the same chords here, right?
Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle. Oh.
Okay, it's the same chord progression as in the intro. I now am more convinced that the second chord is in fact the 2 minor, the G minor, and the melody starts after the first chord.
Hand on the throttle.
Right? 1, 2. Hand on the throttle.
Thought I caught lightning in a bottle.
Cool, cool, cool. Interesting melody. So actually, it's the 9 and the 7 in the melody. Really beautiful. I think it's basically those 3 chords, 4 notes, sorry. Actually, it's 4. It's 4 notes forming the foundation of the melodic idea.
Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle.
Right? Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle. Really, really cool. Yes, tiny mistress of lightning, but you know.
Oh, but it's gone again.
Oh, but it's gone again. Really interesting, right? Ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum-bum-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da. Oh, but it's gone again. Really cool melodic conclusion to that first idea with that, but it's gone again. Really nice, different line lengths as well, right? Hand on the throttle, really short. Thought I caught lightning in a bottle, really long. Oh, but it's gone again is kind of the shortish afterthought.
And it was written, I got cursed like Eve got bitten.
Did Eve get bitten? Didn't she bite? And it was written, I got cursed like Eve got bitten. Same idea as hand on the throttle. Thought I caught lightning in a bottle. Really cool.
Oh, was it punishment?
Right? And this, but it's gone again now rhymes with, was it punishment? Cool.
Had around when I get home. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope.
Interesting. Is that is that pre-chorus? It's certainly got elements of the verse. It's the same chords. It's the same melody beginning on the 3. Pad around when I get home. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. Really cool. With I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. Guess a lesser, super cool internal rhyme. Woman would have, super cool alliteration, and nice anti-rhyme between home and hope. A greater woman wouldn't beg, but I looked to the sky and said, certainly building to something, might be pre-chorus.
A greater woman wouldn't beg.
Right, a greater woman wouldn't beg goes in the same direction as this one.
Was it punishment?
Right, was it punishment, and a greater woman wouldn't beg certainly bears relation.
But I looked to the sky and said,
But I looked to the sky and said,
but I looked to the sky and said.
So certainly landing on that sad. The other melody notes are kind of blurred.
Please, I've been on my knees, change the prophecy.
Yes, that's pop. I like new chords, I believe, in what I believe is the chorus.
Please, I've been on my knees. Please, I've been.
What is that?
Please, I've been on my knees, change the prophecy.
Interesting. Were we in the key of C Dorian all along and not in the key of C Aeolian? I believe so, because now suddenly we play this F chord as the first chord of the chorus, which doesn't appear in the scale of E flat major, but does appear in the scale of E flat Lydian or D Dorian. Sorry about the nerdy bits. Certainly the F chord as the beginning of the chorus.
Please, I've been on my knees, change the prophecy.
Okay, the chords are F, G minor, E flat, and B flat with D in bass. Now looking at this from the perspective of B flat Ionian, we would have a 5, 6 minor, 4, 1. That in a way is the axis of awesome, but just starting on the second note chord, right? Starting on the 5, and then it's 5, 6 minor, 4, 1. Really cool variation of the axis of awesome idea. The melody goes. Right?
I've been on my knees, change the prophet.
She likes being on her knees. She was on her knees as well with would have, could have, should have. Okay, really cool.
Don't want money, just someone who wants my company.
Really cool. So it starts with, so it's always the same idea. Right? The lyrics develop beautifully. Please, I've been on my knees, and now it gets cool. Change the prophecy. Don't want money, just someone who wants my company. And yes, the stresses of company and prophecy are off. But here it's a stylistic element that I can appreciate very much. And I think she develops this even further.
Let it once be me, who do I have to speak to?
Wow. Let it once be me? Who do I have to speak to? And about if they can redo, right? So she includes an additional syllable with to. That also rhymes with do. And now she has got rhymes with speak to and redo. Very, very good.
About if they can redo the prophecy.
Prophecy. And now back to that Dorian verse. Really cool. Prophecy. Prophecy. And gently leading to that root note of the C minor chord.
Oh, it was sinking in.
It was sinking in. And it sinks in because sinking goes down. It was sinking in. Certainly second verse. Cards on the table, mine play out like fools in a fable. Very, very cool alliterations with fool and fable. And now it was sinking in.
Slow is the quicksand, poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand. Oh.
Wow. Slow is the quicksand, poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand, right? It's a tongue twister that is really beautiful.
Which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Who of the crew would commit this crime?
Still I dream of him.
Still I dream of him. Always that afterthought. Perfect mirroring image of the first verse.
Please.
Was that? Yeah, they omitted the second pre-chorus, right? So this pat around when I get home,
Pat around when I get home.
that then turned into this, yeah?
But I looked to the sky and said,
But I looked to the sky and said, is missing completely, but instead we go directly into the second chorus, which makes sense because we want to get to the point quicker.
please, I've been
On my knees, change the prophecy. What a beautiful melodic line. This is my jam.
don't want money, just someone who wants my company.
Almost musical theater. Kitsch, right? I like it.
About if they can redo the prophecy.
And now she takes us to a bridge.
And I sound like an infant, feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen.
Okay, now she uses another common chord progression, which is the 4-1-5-4. Something that we want for a primary bridge, a floaty vibe, certainly a different character compared to the other ideas.
A greater woman stays cool, but I howl like a wolf at the moon.
Wow, melody. Not a lot, but cool details.
And I sound like an infant,
Two-note idea. And I sound like an infant.
feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen.
That it turns into a one-note idea. Feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen. Because the energy is draining and she hasn't got the energy for even two notes.
A greater woman stays cool,
Greater woman stays cool.
but I howl like a wolf at the moon.
But I howl at the... But I howl like a wolf at the moon. Introducing a howling sound in the intervals. Because it's what the lyrics say. The lyrics are, and I sound like an infant, feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen. What a cool rhyme, infant ink pen. A greater woman stays cool, but I howl like a wolf at the moon. Wow, this is very beautiful poetry, rap, and pop.
And I look unstable, gathered with a...
Also, that floaty idea is unstable, right? This chord, right? The Lydian feel is unstable, and she says, and I look unstable. Not only do I sound unstable, but also I look unstable.
And I look unstable, gathered with a coven round a sorceress table.
Gathered with a coven round a sorcerer's table. I don't know what a coven is. If you know, please let me know in the comments.
If they're made to wait, I'm so afraid I...
Oh, interesting. So, but even statues crumble if they're made to wait, and she makes us wait because she prolongs that primary bridge idea by including another bar of the four chord.
Sealed my fate, no sign of soulmates.
Cool. New ideas. We're still in the primary bridge because she's making us wait. Made to wait is the new idea. I think it's this, right?
Made to wait, I'm so afraid
Right? Made to wait, I'm so afraid I
sealed my fate.
Same variation, or same core idea with a variation.
Soulmate,
No sign of soulmates.
I'm just a paper waiting.
Repeat that floaty idea.
Shades of grayish.
I'm just a paperweight in shades of greyish. I know what grey is, I know what beige is. Is greyish a combination of the two? I don't know.
Spending my last coin so someone will tell me.
Spending my last coin so someone will tell me. Tell me what? Dominant function?
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. And now we go to the Dorian idea. Cool. Instrumental interlude after the primary bridge, certainly leaving us in that dream world that she created with the Lydian and Dorian soundscapes. Really cool. Chord progression, the verse.
Please,
And last chorus.
you don't want money, just someone who wants my company. Who do I have to speak to about if they can redo?
Instrumental chorus.
Who do I have to speak to
Recycle ideas.
to change the prophecy? Hand on the throttle.
Oh, this is what we know from the beginning. This was verse number 1. I wonder if it's the chords from the chorus.
Hand on the throttle. Thought I caught lightning in a bottle. Oh.
Yes, it's the verse idea on the chorus chords. Really cool. Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle. Oh.
Pat around when I get home.
Oh, and this is now pre-chorus 1 that disappeared completely. Pat around when I get home.
I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope.
So she brings back all the ideas and now puts it into that new chord scaffold.
Looked to the sky and said,
What's the last chord, I wonder? And there is a please somewhere hidden, but the main vocals say, but I looked to the sky and said, and it gets unresolved. Is it the 5 chord? Might also be the 6 minor. It's very hard to spot. I don't know what chord she ends this thing on. It's certainly over. This was The Prophecy by Taylor Swift, and I'm sure we can take away very valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1 is about cutting out your second pre-chorus to get to the point quicker. Remember that thing here?
pat around when I get home.
That resulted in,
But I looked to the sky and said, please.
right, that we needed as a build-up in the first half of the song. Once everything is established, you can sometimes get rid of the second pre-chorus. She does that by doing this here.
Still I dream of him. Please.
Right, out of the blue, she takes us to the second chorus, and it's okay, because we know what to expect. And this is something that pop writers use to get to the point quicker and to make it an acceptable length. 4 minutes 10 is longish, but still it would have certainly been longer with a second pre-chorus. So this is something that you can apply if you want to get to your second chorus quicker. Songwriting learning number 2, a brilliant line that unfortunately is from pre-chorus number 1 and doesn't appear as many times as I would like it to. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. Listen to that beautiful idea.
I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope.
Right? So I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. So many things in there. First, we've got an internal rhyme with guess and lesser, right? I guess a lesser. Then we've got alliterations with woman would have. And then we have got lost hope that forms the rhyme to get home that was in the line before. So little words to do so many things is really artistry and something that we as lyric writers should also consider, okay? Make it very dense. This is about what poetry is there for, to include as many diamonds as possible, and this is something that Taylor Swift is just brilliant at. And songwriting learning number 3 is the outro, where you recycle all the elements that you have established before. So it starts with the chorus, right?
Please, I've been on my knees.
Then we end this with the typical
The prophecy.
the prophecy, and then instead of repeating the whole thing, she only takes tiny lines like this: who do I have to speak to?
Who do I have to speak to?
And then she says to change the prophecy again, and then she brings back the first verse.
Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle.
And then she brings back my favorite line
I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope.
from the pre-chorus. So all the elements reappear in the outro, something like a reprise, something like a short summary of everything she has said. And this was my live reaction and on-the-fly analysis of The Prophecy from Taylor Swift from the album The Tortured Poets Department. It's certainly my favorite song so far on that album. Thank you for suggesting it. Thank you to channel members Leia Morris 4947, Paula Freitas, and regular viewers Wood Elf 27 and M2U8C for suggesting this. Also special thanks as always to Andrew Morgan here on YouTube and JC Prince of Wales and Amy May over on Patreon. If the rest of you also want to help, you know what to do. Check the links in descriptions. If you liked the video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel, and to leave friendly comments, maybe also suggesting other songs that you would like me to analyze. You might also want to check out the other links that I have curated on my link tree. Again, link in description. I guess we've talked song. You can talk about snow now. Bye bye.